And it looks like we're live. Hi, everyone. I'm Mac, or Gray Skeptic, and I'm here with Don Michaud. Michaud.
Michaud.
Show. Ah, I'm so close. Don's here for another episode of Atheist Flashbacks, and we're going to be talking about his old Baptist and Catholic faith today. But I won't tell you much about it because I don't know much about it yet, so I will let Don introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Don. I think everybody in the chat knows me. Born and raised in New Brunswick, Canada, and yeah, not much else to say.
I'd like to point out real quick that I'm very, very happy to have Don on the show. He's been following me on Twitter about since I started, and he's been following everyone from what I've seen since then. He's a really, really big supporter of our Twitter community and everyone who has a channel. He's always there, either in live chat or retweeting things to get people more likes and shares. And he's a really big supporter of the community. So I'm really happy to have him on and support him.
Thank you.
That's it. So, all right. So if before we get started, I'd like to know, or I'd like the audience to know, since we just kind of talked about it, what's your background with religion?
Well, started out. My father is French and Catholic, and my mother is English, and she's First Baptist. And I was kind of raised in both. Besides that, I had a time in Wicca and then became an atheist.
Did that happen pretty fast, like the transition from Wicca to atheist?
No. It was in my college year that I kind of became a rebel. I still would have called myself a Christian at the time, but was quite rebellious. And then after a few years, I started to question Christianity big time. And the reason why I got rebellious is because when I was a teenager, I started questioning Christianity. And then I just kind of believed in it, but put it on the back burner. Got a little crazy. And then once I settled down a bit, I questioned it more, realized it wasn't true, got into Wicca, and I was into Wicca for a number of years, probably about 7 or 8 years total. And then I just kind of gave up on religion completely. If anyone asked me, I would have said I was Wiccan, but I just didn't really believe. And quite honestly, at the time I didn't know that I could even choose no God. I didn't know atheism was a choice,
Even an option.
Yeah. So I was in my 30s before I became an atheist.
Gotcha. Well, then I want to jump back just a little bit. You said in your teens you started you started to kind of doubt your beliefs? Was there something in specific that triggered that?
Well, see, when I was a little guy, we used to go to the Catholic Church every Sunday. To the point where, like, I was an altar boy. And if anyone's wondering, no, nothing happened with the priest. But
Thank God.
Yeah, we went to Catholic church every Sunday up until my oldest brother really decided to rebel and get into the teenage fight your parents years. And I'm not sure the reason why, but we stopped going to the Catholic church then. But that whole time, my grandparents on my mother's side, they're devout Baptists, and they, everything they did was for God. And every summer we would go to the Baptist Bible school. Actually, I'll show you this. So, Holy Bible.
Okay.
Can you see it?
I can see your last name on there.
Okay. It says Holy Bible presented to Donald Michaud for 5 years, perfect attendance by Vacation Bible School, Salmon Creek United Baptist Church, dated July 9th, 1982.
Oh, wow.
So to do the math, 1982, I was born in 74.
Okay.
I was 8 years old when I got my 5 years perfect attendance. So
you were a regular to us, to say the least.
I started at 3.
Yeah.
But my grandparents on my mom's side lived right beside us, and I was very close to them. My grandfather would have been my biggest influence in my life. And, I spent a lot of time there. They were my second set of parents, basically. But when I was about 12, I would say, I was approached by the minister of the church. It was a new minister. The old minister retired. A new, younger minister came to town, and he wanted to start a youth group and asked me to help him out. So him and I started a youth group, and I helped them, at 12, I helped them get it started, worked with them throughout, and it wasn't until I was almost 18 when I stopped doing the youth group with them.
So,
and
you said that you started having doubts when you were a teenager then. So
yeah,
that's
what I'm getting
group.
Because of being so involved with the church, with the youth group, I thought I better learn the Bible better, and I started reading it. And my grandmother and I would sit and read the Bible, and I would read it in my own time, and we we spent a lot of time discussing it. And the big issue I had with it was women's rights. Because to me, the Bible seemed to portray women as less than men, basically property that men owned.
Absolutely.
And I asked my grandmother about it, and I didn't get a satisfactory answer. Asked the minister about it, Pastor Wayne Johnson. Asked him about it and couldn't get a satisfactory answer. And I kept reading the Bible, trying to figure it out. And the more I read into it, the more I could see that there was no answer to it besides women are less than men. And that went totally against what I believed. And that really shook my faith.
And that was back in the 80s, right? Or
Yeah.
no, the 90s?
Late 80s, and it was about 90 when it really shook my faith. And I continued with the youth group for, a little over a year after that. And then I just quit.
And to reiterate just a little bit, which church were you going to at the time then? Was this the Baptist church or the Catholic one, right?
No, after my oldest brother did his rebellious stuff, we stopped going to the Catholic Church.
Okay.
And I do not understand why. I'm going to have to ask my parents that. Find out why we stopped going.
Okay. Well, that kind of leads me to my next question because I was going to ask how your family takes you being an atheist, or is anyone else in your family not religious?
Well, my oldest brother, I don't know. My youngest brother, I don't know. I actually don't talk to them much. But my brother that's 2 years older than me, talk to him almost daily. And he knows I'm an atheist. And he's gay, so religion to him is a touchy subject, and he doesn't bother with religion, but he believes in live and let live. So if people want to be religious, let them be. He doesn't like that I speak out against religion, but he doesn't care that I'm not religious.
Okay. And you said this is your older brother or your younger brother that you don't talk to as much?
Well, I have 3 brothers.
Okay.
Two older, 1 younger.
Okay.
It's my oldest brother I don't talk to much, but the brother that's a little bit older than me is the one I do talk to all the time. And then my younger brother I don't talk too much. Now, as far as my parents go, I never talked to my dad about it. I don't know what his feelings are. Him and we're on speaking terms, but that's about as far as it gets. My mom, it actually really blew me away because a couple of years ago I was talking to her, and we got talking about religion for some reason. And I told her, yeah, I don't believe there is a God. And she told me, yeah, I think there might be a God, but I don't believe in the Bible. So she basically said she's a deist,
Mm-hmm.
and that blew me away.
Yeah, it's really interesting when sometimes when you tell people or you get into that conversation, you're really surprised at what you find. And I haven't found that with my family, but with a few of my friends, I have been kind of pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, cool. So
Yeah.
almost on the same page, or we are on the same page, and it's nice. It's nice when you can be honest, when you learn about people.
And I I never thought about it till now, but it just occurred to me that my oldest brother is biologically my mom's, but not my dad's.
Mm.
And that was like a hidden thing for many years up until I think he was about 14 or so when he found out. And he only found out because he happened to find the adoption papers hidden. They were stored up in the attic, and, and he come across them.
That's
So
interesting.
I wonder if that's got anything to do with not going to the Catholic Church.
That
I don't.
it absolutely could. I mean, if anyone had frowned upon it, and
Yeah,
yeah. Um,
I haven't been watching the chat, and I'm sorry, everybody.
I am having a hard time watching the chat. I've never had to watch the chat and do an interview. So thanks everyone for being patient with me. Um,
Oh, not your witnesses here.
we have cosmological, we have
Beige?
bees, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Gene,
sorry if I said your name wrong.
yeah,
Beige. Oh, a light in the dark.
huh?
A light in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we have a lot of great people in here, and I'm
yeah,
just having to ignore you guys. But thanks everyone for coming, and also thanks
yes.
for liking my nerd stuff. so, but I'm going to try to focus on the interview and less on the chat. But I'll keep checking out if it's in the name. So I want I want to dive into your past a little more, but this is Atheist Flashback, so I do want to give people what they came for. So let's go into our main event tonight, more or less, and then once we're done and we're cooling down, I'd like to jump back into your personal life a little bit more, if that's all right with you.
Yep.
Okay, cool, awesome. Um, all right. Is there now? There's nothing you would be referred to differently. Or I mean, maybe when you led youth group, did anyone call you brother or whatever? Anything, Don?
Doc.
Doc?
My nickname through junior high and high school was Duck.
How come?
Donald Duck.
Don.
Um, but I spelt it D-U-K.
Okay.
And it got so popular that I actually, like, when I handed in assignments at school, instead of putting my name on there, I'd put Duck, and the teachers would be okay with it.
Fair enough. That's pretty great. All right. So I think tonight I'll call you Duck because I've been liking the nicknames. And Duck's too good not to call you that for a little while. So, all right. Oh, the first question I always ask is with your religious background, would you take a drink that I offer you?
I can't get it.
You can't get
Why
it?
would you tease me like that?
Right here. But would you?
I've got my apple juice.
Yeah, your apple. I've got my lime juice. So I'd like to make this a game for everyone. If everyone will join in, you can put in the chat drink every time you had the same belief that you don't hold anymore, or if something makes you throw up in your mouth a little bit. Yeah, burn gays. Anything like that. Take a drink. So so let's have fun with it, everyone.
Okay.
And I'll same. So if you guys see me take a drink, I'll try to hold off on my drinks until I hear something like, oh yeah, I need to take a drink. All right. So, Duck. You say you're a Baptist and a Catholic.
No, wait. That's enough to drink to.
That's Duck. Actually, I'm going to check the chat real quick and see if we have any more combos out there. Does anyone else have a dual faith? I'll watch the chat for just a minute. If you have a dual faith, take a drink.
Chico, come here.
Bill's drinking to the Catholic part. All right.
Sorry, someone
we got there.
see Chico.
Archie. Oh, okay. I've seen him. He was your cover photo for a while.
Right.
Cute puppy.
He's my buddy.
Caproni was a Lutheran and Southern Baptist. Fun stuff. Obviously not anymore. Thank God. Or not. Every time I say thank God, take a drink. All right. Moving on. So do you identify more with one than the other?
How do you mean? Like growing up, would have I called myself Baptist or Catholic?
Yeah. Right now you're religious Duck. So which one would you lean more towards back in your teen years?
In my teen years, it would have been Baptist.
More Baptist? How come?
Yeah.
What's more appealing?
But by the time I was a teen, we were done going to Catholic church, and the Baptist church was more friendly, and because Catholic church is very structured, you go, you do your stand up, sit down, kneel down, stand up, blah blah blah, eat the piece of paper, and you're done, right? Whereas with the Baptist, especially with me being involved with the youth group, it was a part of my life. It was like my everyday life. You know, when I went to school, I hung out with people that were part of the youth group. We talked about, you know, we're going to this concert or that concert. You know, we were part of a basketball team that went around the province playing basketball against different youth groups and stuff. So, you know, it was life, whereas Catholic church was something you did on Sunday.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's definitely a difference. So you had more of a community and like a life.
Yeah.
With the Baptist.
And because I was so close to my grandparents, my Baptist grandparents, that you know, I spent more evenings at their place than I did at home. So, yeah, Baptist is what I would call myself.
All right. Um, so as a Baptist, then, Duck, uh, how literally do you take the Bible? Like Old or New Testament? Do you look at both, and how literally do you take it?
When I was a teenager, the Bible was true.
True and literal.
Yeah, it was. It was Ken Ham true.
Can hand okay. I think that's more or less what I'm looking at. Okay, so you were a young Earth creationist.
Yeah,
Okay, and
Noah's Ark happened. There was a guy that lived in a whale for 3 days. The whole bit. That was all true.
oh well, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's normal. Um, so how about well now because you've said Ken Ham true, dinosaurs on the Ark? Did you believe that, or was that not really a spoken thing yet? No one thought of it.
That was. I questioned dinosaurs, and the only answer I really got is we don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure when the dinosaurs on the Ark thing came about, but at that time when I was a teenager, yeah, there's nobody that I knew of that had an answer.
Okay. So plus there's like no room for dinosaurs there then. So you believe in like the literal 6 day creation, and
Yeah,
and God made Adam out of dirt and breathed the breath of life into him.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not even something that I really thought about. It's something that I was told was true, and you know, living in a community where most people believe that's true, nobody questioned it. It was just a reality.
And like, why would they lie to you, right? It's like you're going to church for the truth. So why would you think anything different?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the Bible, because have you read the whole Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've read more than me. I've read a lot, but not that much. Um, in, in Genesis and in the beginning, it says something about let us make man in our image. What to you, as a Baptist, does that mean?
I never questioned that back then.
Okay.
I never really thought about it until I was an atheist.
Okay. Well, what do you think it would have meant if you were again to like just kind of
Mm,
go back into that mind? What would your answer be if I put you teenage duck on the spot and asked you
it meant it would have meant that we were made perfect, like God.
like God? But who was he talking to? He said, "Let's make him in our image." Would you think that would be like him and Christ, or him and the angels, or
Well, it would have been the Trinity.
the Trinity? Okay, okay, fair enough. That's what I'm looking for. Do you think it'd be any different for the Catholic faith, or the same, the Trinity?
I I don't know enough about the Catholic faith. Um, like I was 10 or 11 when we stopped going to the Catholic Church. So I never really got into that theology. I was too young. I just know you go there, be bored for an hour, and leave. And you know, it. My oldest brother was an altar boy. Uh, my my other brother, my other older brother, um, I don't think he ever did. But I was an altar boy for just like a short time. But no, the theology didn't interest me because I couldn't care less about that church. It didn't excite me. But going with the church that we play basketball, go to concerts and all that kind of stuff, that interested me.
Okay. What kind of concerts did you guys go to?
Well, it'd be Christian concerts, but um, there was few country concerts and a bunch of rock concerts. Because through the 80s was really the big push for the Christians to get into the young people's music, right?
Yeah.
And it was cheesy music. I mean, I used to listen to like D-Boy and oh, I can't even think of the names now. I remember D-Boy. It was a rap group. But yeah, it was a big push for like pop and rock music in the Christian realm.
Okay. So you don't remember any of the
Hi, Reese. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Feel free to do shout outs. But you don't remember any other like musicians that you went to see?
I can't remember names. I'm bad with names anyways. Who are you?
Good question.
Actually,
heck, I mean, I can't say your name. I have to call you Doug.
Can I ask you your nickname?
My nickname?
Yeah.
Oh, Mac. Mac has many nicknames. I don't know if we have time for all.
One that you're okay with.
For what?
One that you're okay with. You can say shut up, Don.
No, no, you're good. You're good. There's always Big Mac, Mac Attack. MacGruber's a newer one, but I didn't really have any that went along with my religion. The church that I attended was actually down in Arkansas, and I live in Ohio. But that's a conversation for another time. But you can call me Big Mac or MacGruber or any of that.
How about we save it for when I get my channel up and running?
That sounds good. And I'm glad you mentioned that. I wasn't going to mention it until you.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. I wasn't going to mention it until I knew you wanted to mention it. So we'll say that right now, I guess. But Don is looking at starting a channel, which I think is very exciting. So as soon as we get the details on that, I'll be tweeting it all over the place, and I hope everyone will as well. So please, everyone, support Don because he has supported us a lot.
and the website will be supporting you guys because it's a website / channel, and it's going to be all about making people, making you guys have a place to say who you are and why people should come see you. So it's going to bring the community closer together. That's my hopes.
And I love that. I love that. I love the community building that is done in this community. It's really amazing. What they did in Faithless Forum. Not that I want to take too long off topic, but it deserves to be said. What John and Caitlin and Drew and Thomas, what all of them did to create Faithless Forum and how they're going forward with it, making it a nonprofit. That's amazing, and it's only going to build our community and our voices up. It's going to build them, make them stronger, and what you're going to do with your website and channel is going to do the same thing, and that's
And did you see the video from Drew today?
No, I haven't seen any videos today.
I
think I watched one, or I listened to it on the way to work, but I can't remember what it was right off the top. But I watched like 7 yesterday, and then I didn't get to watch it.
Okay. Drew announced that because what was it? A couple of days ago, he announced that if he set up a Patreon, and if he got enough support, he would quit his job and go full-time YouTube and become the president of the Faithless Forum organization.
That's awesome, though.
And today he announced that today he gave his 2 weeks notice.
Go Drew!
So congratulations.
Yes. I don't think Drew watches this channel, but really, congratulations, Drew. Congratulations, genetically modified skeptic. That's awesome. I'm really excited to see more content and see what he does with the Faithless Forum.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's keep going. Let's move on. The chat's going wild, though. So thank you, chat, for being awesome. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on it, but it's hard because you're convincing, or not convincing. I've had a lot of apple juice, I guess. You're mesmerizing.
I can say the same thing about you. So, all right. Well, let's just build off of that. Okay.
This nerd keeps says we cannot be tamed.
You cannot be tamed. Yeah. What do Baptists think of gay rights? What do they think about us complimenting each other so much?
In the 80s, gay rights was just starting to really happen. Because in the 70s, the fight happened to make it legalized and give them equal rights. And then through the 80s,
like platform was built.
Yeah. And then through the 80s, it was the fight to win the people's opinion. And in the town I was raised in, there was less than 2,000 people there. And everybody was pretty much was Christian. Like there wasn't even black people in town. Black people were still the N word.
Mm.
And
You get right.
gays were faggots, and they either need to smarten up or should be killed. That's kind of the attitude people had, and it's disgusting.
It is, and I sadly have to drink to that because I more or less believe a lot of that. Now, I don't think I necessarily felt like they had to smarten up or die, but like it was more or less stay away from me. Or my brother would act like, oh, well, they can stay away from me, or they can die, or I'll kill them, whatever. It's like, no, that's. I think that's much. Maybe I'll just go away, stay away from them because they're dirty, icky. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's still gross.
Well, my brother, because the brother I talked to is gay, and one of his friends in high school committed suicide. And I remember people talking about it, and um, they were like, "Yeah, I heard he's a faggot. Good riddance." And it's like, holy gee. Sorry, tearing up because of this, because it just pisses me off so bad. Because this is my family saying this shit. And, you know, I was happy to get off to college and start my own life. And actually, when I went off to college, it was in the college was in the same city my brother, my gay brother, was living in. So I moved in with him, and um, even then, we went from small town to big city. Well, big city for New Brunswick, St. John, which is what 80,000 people. Um, but you know, there's some black people that live downstairs in the apartment building, and became friends with them, and that was a problem with my family because they're black. You can't trust them. Became good friends with a guy that was gay, and you know, I heard about how he's going to rape me if he hasn't already. You know, a lot of
Yeah,
that crap,
I
and I
remember
don't like it.
in the '90s, like gays being like equal to rapists and pedophiles.
Yeah, and they all have AIDS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I can't even just say in the '90s, but like that's when I grew up, so I remember it from the '90s until now.
you grew up. I never.
Did you see the Megazords in the back? That was I did not grow up.
Never grow up. Never.
No. Want to be a Toys R Us kid. Toys R Us is going out of business, but whatever.
That's in the States, not in Canada.
Oh,
Woohoo! Yay, Canada!
one more reason I should move to Canada.
Yeah, come on up.
um, all right. Well, yeah, that was a nice little rabbit hole.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was a downer.
No, nothing to apologize for. Not at all.
Yeah, a light in the dark says we're young punks. Well,
We'll get
might
him on
not
here.
be us, but I don't know.
Huh?
Might be, might not be us that a light in the dark is talking about, but I'm not sure. Oh well.
Question here for you is is since you were a young Earth creationist, um, Big Bang, evolution, all nonsense then?
Um, to be honest with you, I don't recall learning much about that.
Mm-hmm.
Big Bang and evolution, I kind of recall a little bit about about it, but very little.
Like hearing the words.
Like in school, learning about it. I remember a bit about it, but for the most part, no. I just remember learning about God did it, and I don't know. And we're talking, you know, 30, 35 years ago. So my memories aren't the best for that. But I don't know if I wasn't taught it because very Christian town, or if I ignored it because of my Christian upbringing.
Right. Because if everyone around you ignores it, it's kind of hard for it to reach you in the first place. So I don't remember the first time I heard of the Big Bang or evolution because it was kind of alien. It was kind of silly. It's just something goofy that scientists believe. Like,
Yeah,
why would they know anything? Why would
exactly.
I know anything?
A Light in the Darks is it's a '90s reference and was just teasing. So we're not punks.
Okay. Fair
Okay.
enough. Well, now I'm curious of what the reference was. I love the 90s. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Young MC. Do
Say what?
you remember Young MC?
No.
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 Oh, come on. Were you not into rap?
Oh no, I was not. I
Oh,
was
okay.
pretty much pure country until probably like 2005.
So
Uh,
Alan Jackson and Shania Twain.
oh yeah, I had a hosh for Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, until like Sarah Evans came along, and then I had
Big hugs for you too, Miss Snarky.
what did Miss Snarky say?
Oh, she was giving me a hug.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Uh, um, so you mentioned that you went to college. I'm just gonna go back and forth with the Baptist stuff and your background a little bit.
You're not
Uh,
going to get into the Wicca?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I
Okay,
haven't
that's enough.
forgotten that one. I promise. I haven't. Um, so college though. What did you go to college for? Because you said you were excited to go. And
Well, community college.
what? Oh, say what?
Community college?
Okay. Well,
For I went for electrical.
oh, cool. Did you
Yeah.
stick with it?
Um, it's a 1 year course, and then when you get out, you do your apprenticeship. But there was no work, so I couldn't do it then. And then I did odd jobs and stuff for a while, and then moved to Alberta, Canada, and it was Edmonton, Alberta. And as soon as I got there, um, I had rented a U-Haul trailer to haul my stuff out from New Brunswick. And when I was returning it, as I'm returning it, I said, um, I'm looking for some work, just moved here. Where would I start looking, do you think? And he said, what do you do? And I said, electrical. And there was a guy standing behind me, said, when can you start? And did electrical for 4 years, got bored of it, um, started my own company doing work for a general contractor, mostly electrical stuff, but other things as well. And then went full time as a supervisor for a general contractor running construction jobs.
Gotcha. So then, how long did you do that for?
Up until about 8 years ago, my back went, and ever since I haven't been able to work.
That'll do it. Back's pretty important.
Yeah. Well, I was born with two of my vertebrae fused together, and over time the disc kept deteriorating. And after, like, when I was in my 20s, I knew, because early 20s, I was actually going to join the army, and I couldn't for health reasons. And that's when I learned that I had back problems. And since then, doctors kept checking on it, and I knew eventually that I would have to do something different. So I pushed myself to get into something different, and when my back finally did give out on me, what I didn't plan for was medication causing me to not be able to think right. So, I just couldn't do what I wanted to do.
Gotcha.
So maybe I can make it in YouTube, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, you have a lot of support, so. But I'm sorry about that. I mean, the vertebrae being fused together, that sounds painful in itself. And then the drugs, it just sounds like you had you had a downhill roll, and that's incredibly unfortunate. That really sucks.
It's life. Lots of people have problems, but
Right.
just I mean, like, keep going, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the attitude that you need to have. You find something you can do, and you do it.
Yeah,
and that's how you keep going. Is you just do it.
And like I kept trying different things, kept failing different things, keep trying new things until I find one that actually works. I was trying computer programming, see if I could do that, but my mind couldn't handle it, so I couldn't. But if anyone knows the game called Mind Test, it's like Minecraft. Everybody knows Minecraft. Mind Test is the open source version of that, basically.
Oh, neat.
And I have about 50 or 60 different mods for that game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I put a lot of effort into learning programming, and you know, I'm pretty recognized on there, but I haven't been active for a while.
Gotcha. That's
It's a
cool.
good game though. If you like Minecraft, Mine Test is kind of the same, except um, what you get as a basic game is pretty simple compared to Minecraft. And the way the mindset is, um, you get an empty box and you fill it up with what you want. That's the mindset of Mind Test. You get the game and it's pretty basic, and then you install the mods that you want to make the game what you want it to be.
That sounds pretty neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll link it in Twitter one of these days, and people can see it.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, now I want to get to the Wicca stuff. I want to know first. I want to know the transition because you started having doubts. So, how long did you have doubts, and what made the transition? How long did it take? Tell me about the
Okay.
transition.
So in my teens, I started questioning a lot of things about what's in the Bible, and um, I I had serious doubts when I was a teenager, but I didn't do anything about them until later. Um, Once I got to college, it was a totally different life. The you got there's people of all different cultures instead of just a bunch of white people. Um, you know, I became friends with a guy that he was going to college because he wanted to make a better life for himself because he just got out of prison, and he was actually staying at a halfway house. And he actually became a really good friend of mine. Um, you know, I had friends that were black. I had, you know, it's just all these different people, and like to me, um, they were just people. And then I become friends with them. People from my family would meet them as like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like totally confused as to what they're talking about. And then the more I get what are you doing? The more I get to, yeah, fuck you. They're good people. And it just kind of, sorry, is that Voltron?
Sorry, Voltron?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any Voltron stuff. Are you looking at the white
Okay.
ones? At the white one?
That looked like Voltron. Sorry,
No, no.
distracted me.
But I have a lot of things that you can point out in here.
Yeah, you know Voltron.
I know of it. I haven't actually I've watched it.
Shame on you.
I know. I know.
You are no nerd.
I'm a special
But
kind.
but anyway, the okay, we're drinking to that.
Drink to nerds. Every
I love nerds, but
That's my favorite candy.
yeah, I haven't had that in years. Um, so yeah. Anyways, the more I realized how much people were trying to teach me that these bad things, things I realize are good are bad things. It's like, no, you people are wrong. I know what they're like.
Mhm.
And I just, I kept going with it. And um, I started meeting whoever I wanted, got to know their story, and then made a decision. And it's actually one thing that I really have to thank my family for is making me realize that I need to know somebody's story before I make a decision on them. And it's reverse psychology from my family, if
Right.
you want to call it that. But yeah, that's one thing I learned is get to know people instead of just prejudging them. And it it taught me so much. And then from like in college, because of all of that confusion, um, you know, having friends that are colored or um, gay or they've been to prison or whatever, and I can see they're good people. They give me their shirt off their back, and I'm being told they're bad. Didn't make sense. I actually got quite confused at times. Um, I went through a rough time. Um, did a lot of drugs, did a lot of drinking, attempted suicide a few times.
Glad
And
that,
then, pardon?
I said I'm glad that didn't work.
I'm kind of glad too.
Good.
But, oh, we're drinking to that?
Here, here. I'll drink to it.
So, after a while, yeah, just it was a lot of crap I went through, a lot of mental gymnastics, and it's one of the reasons why I'm so anti-theist now, um, so against religion, is because when people do come out of religion and realize how much bullshit they've been taught, um, it can have detrimental effects. Um, like teaching your kids religion could kill them. And there was one time the the only reason why I lived is because I was at a friend's place having a few drinks, and I ended up taking a ton of pills, and I said I can't drive home. And he said, I'll drive you home. So he drove me home. And I said, thanks. He left. And for some reason, he thought something was wrong and better go back. And he said he has no idea why he thought he'd better go back, but he did. And, you know, I don't remember him coming back. And, you know, I'm glad he did. But, you know, that's the kind of things that, you know, recovering from religion. Do you know that organization?
Do I know the organ?
Recovering from religion.
Oh, recovering from. I
Um,
think I've heard of it. I think
is Matt a part of that? Is Matt still in the chat? I've been ignoring the chat again.
sure if he is. I know Mrs. Snarky's still there. First, I was thinking freedom from religion.
Yeah, recovering from religion is more of a kind of like a helpline for people that have that are struggling with it and need the help. Of course, like we're talking early '90s. It didn't exist then.
Got Iowa responded to you. He said he's in the clergy project or
Clergy project. Okay.
recovering from religion. I didn't know if it was both, but yeah. So
Okay.
just
But for anyone out there that don't know, recovering from religion, it's an organization that you can call in and talk to them. They'll they're trained to talk to you, to help you through the mental um, the mental issues you may be having getting out of religion, because for some people it's as simple as saying, yeah, there's no God, I guess I'm an atheist now. Whereas for other people it is like they have to change pretty much 100% of their life in order to make that change. And do not think that you're alone, because there's tons of people out there just like you. And for the people that haven't struggled getting out of religion, just know that, you know, to some people, making that change is a huge thing. So, Clergy Project is what Godless Iowan is with, and they're great for the clergy to try to get out of religion. Um, Recovering from religion is great for everybody else that needs to get out of religion, and there's lots of other groups around that can help. There's atheist groups and stuff, so make sure you reach out and find the help you need.
absolutely. And we as a community, I mean, we should know these organizations to point other newcomers to who still need that help,
Yeah.
or people who've been here for a long time who still need the help. Um, it's a snarky commented that deconversion is well, that is a grieving process. It's true. It really is. It can take years. It's like you really lose such a big part of yourself because religion just weaves itself right into you.
Yeah. Reese just said that deconverting was so hard for me.
Yeah,
And yeah, I I'm right there with you, Reese. It was hard. There's it it's not just the loss of a religion, but all those different thoughts you had are are now garbage. So you have to replace all that garbage with new. Plus, you have to accept that up until this point in your life, everything you thought about life was garbage. And like, where where do you go? What do you do with that? And I'm I am so happy there's such a great atheist community out there now. And if you're an atheist part of the community and you have a Christian that wants to move out, like get out of the religion, make sure you help them. Don't criticize them. Don't, because that'll drive them further in.
yeah, yeah, and it's really different for everyone. It's different for
Yeah.
every denomination and every person in that denomination. How much they buy into it.
Well, it reminds me of like I have a son that's autistic, and a saying with autism is once you've met one autistic kid, you've met one autistic kid because everyone's different.
Hmm.
And that's what religion is like, right? Once you've met one religious person, you've only met one. Next one you meet is going to be different.
Yeah, and for both, there's a true spectrum, and that's my big goal for this specific series is to dive into each, for now, Christian um, denomination and really get an idea of
I
what
was
it's.
never Muslim, just so you know.
Say what?
I was never Muslim.
I have someone who is an ex-Muslim,
Yeah.
that has said that they'd be willing to come on at some point. So um, that would be really cool, and I can get that set up. That'll be interesting. So she's not here right now, though.
All
But
right, let's get it. We were going to have some fun going towards the end of this, so let's get
all
into
right,
some fun.
so let's get into it. All right. Well, first, real quick, I do want to ask because light and dark asked, and then he retracted it, but I saw it, buddy. He asked, "What was the one piece of evidence that made you fall away from God? What was that? What was that last nail in the coffin?"
Well, it started with the women's issues in the Bible,
Hmm.
and then other issues like slave issues and everything. But the the biggest nail in the coffin I would have to say is the people that did not fit into Christianity, what I was taught to be Christianity, um, as I met those people, gave them a chance, learned who they were, um, and realized they're good people. And, you know, they're no different than you or I. And, you know, just because the Bible says they're evil people doesn't mean they're evil people. That was the big thing for me. You know, a friend of mine, um, Cameron, he's gay, and I was always taught that being gay was wrong. My grandmother, she said, right, we were playing a game one night at her house, and she said something about being gay, and my uncle said, "Do you know what that word means?" And she said, "Yeah, happy." And he's like, "Nowadays that means homosexual." And she's like, "Oh dear, I will never say that word again."
Mm.
You know, but yet I have this gay friend that was there for me more than my family. You know,
Less
it's like,
judgmental and literally proximity, like they're there more for you.
yeah,
Yeah. So to 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 kind of sum it up, it's just um, I feel like it's a big issue that I had with the Bible is the dehumanizing of it,
yeah,
the value that it takes away from us as, or any life on this planet. Really, it has
yeah.
nothing. Nothing is sacred in that sacred book. To be
Well,
frank.
when you look at it though, um, as a Christian, you look at it and it's like gays are not worthy to be humans, and Muslims are not worthy, and blah 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 blah. And then at the same time, it's saying that, well, Christians are not worthy because they're all sinners. It's like nobody's worthy to be a human. Doesn't add up.
Right. Doesn't really make sense. A lot of it.
Hope you don't. Hope you don't mind, but I'm going to have a smoke.
As long as it's not in my house. Absolutely.
Sorry. I hope you're videoing this in someone
Turn the
else's
vent
house.
off on my camera. I'm actually allergic to cigarettes.
Are you?
Yes, I guess I am. Actually, it actually really bothers me. So, but no, it's fine.
I actually hardly ever have a smoke in my place.
Oh, okay.
It's rare. It's just you talk a lot. It's all your fault, Mac.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and insult you then and say it'd be better if you vaped because that doesn't bother me. Oh, what's he grabbing?
See that, Miss Starkey? You see it? I've got that too, but you know.
That's fantastic. All right. So what did it?
So back
What?
to Wicca. Let's get to fun.
Yep. Let's get to fun.
Okay. So can you see behind me the books?
Yeah, I
I
can read them from here though.
I got rid of most of them, but I collected the ones This is astrology, palmistry, tarot, tarot. That's New Age, uh, zodiac. Uh, that's born on a rotten day. That's about your horoscope. Pisces. I'm a Pisces, so
Oh,
happy
so
with
am I.
that.
So am I.
Wicca for men, astrology. Like I've got a few things left. Miss Snarky will like this one though.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's pretty cool.
She said, "Oh my."
Oh my.
So I got rid of most of it, but my my first book in Wicca was Buckland's uh, book about Wicca.
Mhm.
Um, what was his name? Roland Buckland, and um, his version of Wicca. It's based on pagan beliefs, and because when you're talking about Wicca, it it's as bad as Christianity with all these different denominations,
Hmm.
and like there's even versions where it's only women, and they don't believe that men should exist. It's crazy,
I, be-
but
I believe that it exists.
mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Buckland's, it the big thing that drew me to it is nature. Um, it's a very natural belief. Um, you try to keep yourself healthy. You um, meditate a lot. You, and stuff. But there's the magic part of it as well. And I tried for a few years doing the magic part, and it never worked. So I gave up on it. But I stuck with the natural part of it, meditating part of it, and you know, it was comforting. And I don't have my old one around, but this is my book, my my book of secrets,
Ooh.
and this is uh oh, this is what I think it is. That's a am I in camera?
Yes, you are in
That
camera. It's just it's a little bit
it's hard to read, but,
grainy. Yeah.
and so it is. So it is. We gather again, the feast of the dead to begin. Our ancients, our ancestors, we invite, come and follow the setting of the sun. Whom do we call? We call them by name, and then you name the people that you want to come, right? The people that have passed away. The ancients have come. Your witches stand wherever the country, wherever the land, they leave as naught to travel alone, flesh of our flesh, bone of our bone. grandmothers, grandfathers, great be their power, past ones and present at this very hour. Welcome within the dead who are kin. Feast here with us and rest here within. Our heart is with heart and welcome thee. Old tales to tell and new visions to see. And that was something I wrote many years ago. It was for a seance we were having. So I haven't read that in many years.
Yes.
I haven't looked at my book of secrets in ages.
That's pretty cool, though. And you said, how long ago has it been since you wrote that?
I wrote it when I was probably like 26 or 27. I'm 44 now.
Okay.
So quite a few years ago. Well, my book of secrets has, let's see, you gotta do your cleansing before you start anything. Well, and this is how your altar is to be set up.
Oh, okay.
You got to make sure that air is pointing east, and I probably have a picture of it somewhere. I used to have a tabletop disc that I made myself where it had the pentagram and it's earth, air, wind, fire, spirit, right? And air had to be pointing east, and you stood on the west side facing east for everything. You always had to face east when you did it.
Okay.
And then if you had people involved in it, they stood facing you.
I was just going to ask that. I was just going to ask what if there's multiple people there. Okay. I have another question for you.
And then you start at the east, you go clockwise, and you call Spirit of the East, the air. I call thee, I invoke thee. I ask thee to join my circle. Return, and then you return to your original spot, because like you go around clockwise to the east to the air element. You make that call. It's called call to the corner, because there's the four corners that you have to call. And then you return to where your original is before you start again. And then you call all four corners, and after each you say blessed be. And then, well, the rules. There's rules to Wicca.
I've heard that.
Harm none, love all. Harm or help those that need help, guide those that need guided, teach those that need taught, respect all things, love nature, love yourself. And I mean, though, like, you can see how that can be appealing to an atheist.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's what really was appealing to me is love everybody. Because I mean, I I know on Twitter I go a little crazy sometimes, say things I shouldn't say, but I do believe that you 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 treat everybody as equals and let them know when they have a bad idea. But it's like, let's take Muslims as an example, because a lot of people talk about how bad Muslims are. With Muslims, talk to them about something besides religion. Talk to them about basketball. I was at a basketball game, it was last year, and I was surrounded by Muslims. Not all Muslims are going to like basketball, but those ones love basketball, right? I love fishing. There's tons of Muslims that like fishing. Talk to any Muslim, I guarantee that you're going to find something that you and them have in common. Same with Christians, same with whoever. And that's what you really should focus on is focus on, yeah, we're all the same. We all have false beliefs. Just because I'm atheist doesn't mean I have no false beliefs. I don't know what they are, but if I have a false belief and you know it, please point it out. But you know, I know people. I can't say that any Muslims are my friends off the top of my head. There might be. I don't typically talk religion with friends, but I know one of my close friends is spiritual, mainly Buddhism, and I mean we're good friends. We talk about a lot of different things. Really good friends, and you know we will get into religion once in a while. I'll tell him he's silly for being a Buddhist, and he'll tell me I'm silly for being an atheist. And, you know, we can discuss it. And then once we're done discussing it, we move on. And we have lots in common. But anyway, let's get back to Wicca.
Yeah.
Because,
well, I want to say real quick that, I mean, I appreciate that.
You want to talk your channel?
No, not really. No, I just want to point out that that's the theme with you so far is that what made you leave Christianity was your love for people. What's appealing to you in Wicca is your love for people and things, and what you love in this atheist community is the people, and you love connecting with people, and um, you just like people. You like looking at a person for who they are instead of what they identify as. Instead of just looking at labels, and that's a really cool thing, I think. I just wanted to put that out.
Thank you.
But yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to share, please go on.
Oh, Reese is saying good night.
Oh, good night, Reese. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, have a good night, Reese. Sorry, I'm talking so long.
Um, we should probably wrap up fairly soon
Yeah.
because we have been going for an hour and 40 minutes almost.
Oh wow, I
So
didn't realize it was that long.
no problem. I also had a question from Beach just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Um, uh, she wanted to know if you used or believed that Ouija boards worked.
Um, I had a Ouija board, and I believed that it could work when I got it. And after trying it a few times, I didn't see the results that I thought I would see. So I discounted it pretty quickly.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay,
it didn't last long in my thought process.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, how long? How long were you in the Wicca scene then?
Um, it would have been about 7 or 8 years.
Okay, so you definitely had time to get into it.
Yeah, yeah, like that stack of books there is what's left of. Um, I probably had 10 times as many as that.
Okay,
Um, Buckland would have been because Buckland had the main book for witchcraft. They had the spirit one, and oh, I can't think of the third one. There was a third one of Buckland's. Um, Actually, if you check out Roland Buckland's Wikipedia page, you'll learn more about him. But I can't even remember what sect of Wicca it was. Actually, I could probably pull it up pretty quick.
okay.
Roland-
If anyone else has any more questions, like I said, I would like to close up here. No problem. And this is a pretty interesting topic so far, and I know we have a few people who are interested in this. I wouldn't mind hosting um, just a Wicca hangout sometime if you guys would like that. Um, we could probably get some pretty interested and interesting people in here to do that. Don't know what you guys think. But my wife is also into Wicca a little bit right now. Um, and she's looking at Buddhism too from a secular standpoint. So she would probably want to get in on that talk as well.
I have to correct myself. I said Roland Buckland. It's actually Raymond Buckland.
All right. Well, you are completely discredited now, and we can't listen to another word that you say. I'm sorry.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
But it's Saxon Wicca.
Sex and Wicca?
SEAX.
Oh, sex. All I hear is sex. And I'll open my second, my second margarita. That.
Yeah. And Blood Messiah, you're welcome. I don't know I do much, but you're welcome. Is Wicca the gardener, Mac? Yeah, Wicca's the gardener, Mac.
Is
You
Wicca?
have a gardener?
I don't get that. What am I missing?
I don't know. It is natural, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. That's like an old friend of mine. He's passed away now, but a native guy, and he started going to the Mormon church, and this is when I was Wiccan, and I said to him, I said, the the native belief system is beautiful. The belief in nature and taking care of it and all of that, it's just so beautiful. Why would you abandon that to become a Mormon? He said, and we're talking about when, because he used to be a welder and he had lost a lung, and well, actually a lung and a half, and he was having a hard time. He said to me, he said, uh, well, I get stuff from them. That's his reasoning. I get stuff from them.
Um, all right. Say what?
Okay, you take over your show, buddy.
All right. All right. So I would like to know if there's anything else important that you'd like to share now, because like I said, this is a really cool topic, but I didn't plan on jumping into it. Um, so I would like to make a plan, especially after you and I are done being shadow banned on Twitter.
Does that happen?
Yeah, Twitter, by the way.
You're shadow banned for a while longer now.
Yeah, hold on, I'll do this. Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, you shadow banned your fuck off Twitter, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Um, I will tweet something out and I'll DM a couple of people and see if they'd like to be part of a Wicca chat hangout kind of thing. Because I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
But before we end, I would like to know more or less the last nail in the coffin for Wicca for you. What made you drop that, um, and just kind of take what was left of it and move on to atheism?
Well, I loved the natural part of it. I loved the loving part of it, taking care of people, taking care of nature, all that kind of stuff. But the magical part of it, I kept trying it and didn't get results. So I just kept giving up on all these different magical parts of it until there's no magic left in it. And it's like, well, what's the point of believing in it if there's nothing to it?
If
I
more
can
people saw religious beliefs like that, we'd be better off. But
yeah.
I'm also preaching to the choir right now.
Yeah. No, I agree with you totally. It's, you know, if you take a critical look at what you're doing, then you see that, yeah, it's not working. And it's not just religion. And that's something even atheists really to have to look at is everything in life. Because there's atheists that will go get, acupuncture. And it's like, why? We know it doesn't work. Or, you know, um, chiropractor. We know that some of it does work, some of it doesn't. So when you go to see a chiropractor, do you make sure that it's an actual chiropractor that knows what does work? Or do you just go to any chiropractor and, get your bones cracked?
Right.
So it doesn't matter what it is you're doing in life, be skeptical.
True, you need to be.
Yeah.
Sorry, my computer's dying. I'm trying to get it plugged in. Yeah.
But
yeah.
that, and remember that we were all young people with stupid beliefs. When you got young people with stupid beliefs, think of them as you. And then you will treat them with the respect that you want to be treated with. And sometimes I'm bad. I'm an idiot just like everybody else. So when I am being an idiot and you see me being an idiot, tell me I'm an idiot. Please. Do you agree, Mac?
What?
Are you an idiot?
And we keep talking over each other. You go first.
Well, I'm just saying, when I'm being an idiot, like on Twitter or whatever, and you see me doing that, you should tell me, right?
Right. That's what the community's for, to keep us straight.
Exactly.
Or gay. That's okay too, I guess. But
Yeah, is Fabulous in the chat?
did you say it's fabulous in the chat?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not sure if I know. No, fabulous. Call me a
On Twitter, he's fabulous. I think he goes by something else on YouTube, and I haven't figured it out yet. Well, if Fabulous is in the chat, here's a fabulous, super straight, awesome hug.
all right.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
Any
Check in the chat, make sure there was no more questions.
questions, chat?
Yeah. Last chance for questions. Mrs. Snarky, have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining in and staying so long. So have a nice nap or sleep or whatever you call it.
Miss Snarky, you are awesome.
Good night, Godless Island. Thanks for sharing things.
Godless Island, you're okay too, I guess.
You guys are fantastic.
I love you guys. You're awesome.
I think we will wrap up. I'll do a little close, and we'll go ahead and call it a night. All right with you, Duck.
Duck. And if you ever want me back, I'm here.
Awesome. That'll be great. I just want to say again, remind everyone that Don is starting a channel. So let's support him as much as he supported us, which is a lot. And I don't know what you are going to make your channel all about. And I'm lagging here. But if it's anything like the message that you brought here tonight, about just seeing everyone as individuals and appreciating the people in the world around you, I think it's going to be a great channel with a great message.
I don't think it'll disappoint, and you will be a part of it. I hope.
And will what?
I hope.
You hope?
I hope you'll be a part of it.
Now I'm excited to know what it is. So, and I'm sure I will be.
Yeah, so. the first video, just so people know, the channel is Another Freaking Atheist.
Oh, I saw you change your name. That's great.
Yeah, if you know me on Twitter, the name is the same as the channel. Website is Another Freaking Atheist .online, and yeah, it's going to be a channel about bringing everybody together, and I'll be getting in touch with you soon about your part in that.
Awesome, cool, and we can talk more about that too. After I stop the broadcast.
Yep,
that'd be awesome. Cool. Well, again, I'll let you chat and say again that for staying around so long.
A Light in the Dark wants it to be a channel about Chico.
About Chico. I think that's a channel about Tito. So.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Internet.
How old is he?
13.
How old?
13.
Oh, wow. He's an old boy.
Yeah. An old baby. Yeah. He was 6 months old when I got him.
That's awesome. All right. Well, again, thank you, chat, for staying on so long. Don, again, thank you for coming over to my channel for your first.
I got to interrupt you again.
Go for it.
Doc will hate me if I don't say it. Don't forget about Quantum Hugs.
Quantum Hugs.
You don't know?
No. I miss a lot. I try my hardest.
Okay. I will get you the date. I forget it off the top of my head. Does chat know what date the Quantum Hug thing is?
Yeah, chat, help us.
You know how with quantum theory, particles can be in two places at once, and it can go all over. Well, do you know Doc Hackenslash?
Mm-hmm. I know of him.
Okay. He started this thing about quantum hugs where you give somebody a quantum hug, and because of quantum theory, it actually goes all over the place. And when people do it, enough people do it, everybody in the world will get a hug at the same time. And I bastardized his whole thing, but that's basically how it goes.
That's fair enough. That's still fantastic, though. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So,
That's nice. I like that.
sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to throw that in, and we will get the date, um, and more details to the people about quantum hugs so that they know.
Yes. That sounds good. Well, quantum hugs to everyone tonight, except a light in the dark. You get what you asked for. You get a quantum reach around. All right, everyone.
Okay.
Well, chat.
I want to know if the light in the dark is fabulous now, because that's a fabulous thing to say. Okay, I'll shut up now.
All right. Thanks again,
Thank
Don.
you. Okay, thank you, everybody. Love you all.
Take care. Good night, everyone.
Good night.